slow, dancing while the snowflakes fall. The full moon becomes a disco ball. The stars get...
Peace, my name is Zach. Some people call me Big Zach when they want to. So in the last couple of years, I've gotten into I tried to write a novel. It's called When Bees Enslave Ants. I put it out in May of this year, just independent self-publishing. I'm feeling real good about it. Things are moving, I'm getting feedback every day. And I was telling my homies back home, I was like, man, I think if I secluded myself, just got away from the distractions of the city and just focused, I think I could knock out a book in like a month. So the homies Will and the homie Joe, Buffalo Joe, they run a spot down in Faribault, Minnesota on a farm called the Organic Compound. We got goats and chickens and rabbits, and we got these two little kids. They're basically like little animals. They run around. And I just submerged myself. I just sat in the basement of the room, no distractions.
Yo, blow it.
What's happening?
Oh man, I knew that was... I did too.
And zoned in, and I finished a book of short stories that I'm about to put out on November 15th called Living in Lyrics. It's short stories. It's like I take bars from rap verses and be like blah 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 blah, and then I'll give you 2 pages of what really happened. I'm comfortable with it. I wrote it real fast. It's kind of quick, but I'm comfortable with it, and I'm excited to share it with everybody. I'm gonna release it on November 15th at the Useful Jenkins show in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Caboose. You know, a lot of people have been asking me what's going on with music, and I've been just kind of making a joke like I'm in a transitional period. Actually, that's not a joke though. I think I'm in some sort of transitional period. Music and MCing was such a passion for me for so long, but about a year ago this month, I left a group called More Than Lights. I was with them for 9 years, and man, some of the best times of my life were with More Than Lights. People ask me why I left, and if 10 different people ask me, I'll give them 10 different answers, because it was a real complex situation. Just like any relationship is, leaving a relationship is complex. It's usually not just black and white. I was MCing. My partner Unicus was MCing. We were in a band. We had this girl Natalie Fine. She was a singer. We made a lot of different music. A lot of things flowed. And it was a good time, and we made a lot of people happy. And we had crossed over. We were both playing the Midwest festival scene and the hip-hop scene at the same time. It was beautiful. It was different shades of music that I had never seen, and different crowds that I had never been in front of. But when we got into the festival scene, we started crossing over into the jam band and bar band circuit. For my knowledge, people throw around the word jam band real loosely. The cats who created jam were in the improv jazz, I believe, and they kind of did a rock and roll or a bluegrass version of improv jazz, where they kind of freestyle, kind of the same as a hip-hop definition of freestyle. Jam bands and bar bands that do cover songs, man, they get booked for very long sets. And More Than Lights, we were getting a lot of good money offers. They'd give us a good amount of money to play. We'd show up and then want us to play 3 hours. And that's not an exaggeration. I mean, I was looking at contracts that were like 3 60-minute sets, or 2 90-minute sets, or 2.5 hours, or even 2 hours. And I told the More Than Lights guys, I was like, hey, this is cool. Like the other members of the band start to adapt. Like Ruben, the bass player, that's what he does. Ruben can be up all night and go play a 3-hour set like it's nothing. That's how he gets down. That's how he's been taught to play his instrument. Natalie Fine, she likes to play cover songs, and she loves doing cover songs. I think it was really, you know, it was their style. But I told them, like, there isn't a rapper on the planet that I want to hear rap for 3 hours. I just don't feel like the art form of MCing, especially when you're coming into a town where you don't have hits, where you don't have songs the crowd to know, you don't have familiar songs. I don't dig it. I don't dig listening to it. I don't even dig the thought of it. And I tried for a couple years, because we were doing it'd be like, we'd have 2 normal shows, and then we'd have a 3-hour show, and then a normal show, and it was like up and down. So I tried for a couple years, but then basically last summer, in the summer of 2012, I told the band, I was like, hey guys, I don't believe in what we're doing here. It's like I feel like when we give those long sets, it's kind of a watered down version of what we're doing, and it's basically we go down to like hour sets, or I gotta leave the group, and the group had to go on their journey. You know, they picked the longer sets. Can't really be mad at them, because you can't be mad at somebody when artistically they want to do something different than what you want to do. Because my way wasn't the right way. My way was just my way, and that's what it is. So I kind of feel like I should want to back up from music and just submerge myself in writing. And man, I did. I submerged myself deep into this last novel that I put out, When Bees Enslave Ants, and I had the part 2 to it, the continuation of the story in my brain, but back in the city I was feeling too distracted, so I came down here to the organic compound and just spent the last month going in. I'm just laying it out. I can lay the whole thing out on some see Jack run, see Jack eat, see Jack open the door stuff. I can lay it out, and then I can bring it home to the city and I can alliterate it, the whole thing, as long as I can see it. I'm real excited. I'm real excited to put that out. I did make a couple songs this year. I made a song with the homie Big Wiz, Mike Martyr. They came over to the crib and just told me that I had to go to the studio with them, and I wrote a verse for one of their songs on their mixtape, Vintage Cloth. I've been getting a lot of compliments on that verse, and it was fun to make music with those dudes. I made one other song this year. I made a song with one of my favorite bands from the festival scene called Useful Jenkins. And matter of fact, I won't even tell you much about the song, because in my new book, Living in Lyrics, there's a long story about how I ended up making the song with them. And it's one of my favorite stories in the book. But to tie it in with my book series, in my first novel, When Bees Enslave Ants, there's a rap artist named Wook in the book. And Wook's last song that he makes is a song called Water. And there's also a band in the book that creates a new style of music. It's like an original art form called Fire Wheel. In the universe of the book, when they perform their style of music, anyone who is within range of hearing them feels warm, like they could be playing in the dead of winter. And I guess their little superpower is they create a warmth that warms up everyone that's listening to them. And in my mind, since I've been a fan of Useful Jenkins, I don't really know what style of music they are. You know, I think there's something beyond bluegrass. There's something different, and there's something I've never really even heard before. And so in my mind, the song that I made with Useful, called Speak, in a way I think is the Wook song Water remixed by Useful Jenkins, creating a new kind of music called Fire Wheel. That's a little in my own head, probably in my own reality, but that's what I hear when I hear it. And I love the sound of the Useful Jenkins dudes' voices and how we do the chorus together. I love it. November 15th, 2013, Useful Jenkins is playing the Caboose. I'm hosting it. We're gonna film a video for the song Speak. I'm gonna release my new book, Living in Lyrics. Please come and be a part of the energy. And if you see this interview or video after November 15th, 2013, check out the book. Get some of this granola. Oh, I dunked a basketball the other day. Will, you can testify that I did that, right? About 3-4 dunks, right?
Yeah, 36-year-old dunk right there.
36-year-old. Well, technically I'll be 36 in 5 days, but we'll round up. I threw a couple down off the dribble, and Will threw one down two-handed. I didn't even know that was physically possible for you.
It's physically possible. I can do that, but you still whoop my ass 2 games in a row. Organic Compound's got some work to do, I guess.
Man, anytime we talk about basketball or talk about basketball on the websites or interviews, I got this homie back home named Half Dozen. would just be killing me in basketball all the time, and I'd just be thinking like every time if he sees an interview like this, he's just like, that motherfucker is acting weak as fuck. Word.
Makes our mood change. Calendar annual, the female human is a magical animal. Since we were eating on the Eden apple, I do the knowledge on a modest goddess. Their energy is hard to harness. After all, we are all made out of stardust. Speak like a beacon of light. Light up this room so bright. If we all believe, it's like a hula hoop giving us sleep. Speak like a beacon of light. Lighten up this room so bright. If everybody believes,
Don't do that anymore.
Got it.